Okay, so what I want to show you is how to feel the craniosacral rhythm on yourself. So this is one of the great challenges when it comes to doing craniosacral therapy, which everyone generally gets, but some get it more quickly than others. So I'm going to take you step by step as to how I started to feel the craniosacral rhythm, and hopefully that will help you as we go along. Don't worry if you don't feel it straight away. It just takes practice. It's a subtle rhythm which you will get just like any other skill. It takes time and practice for some. Others will get it immediately, okay? So if you see this and this is from my course, this lecture is from my course on craniosacral therapy. If you like what you see, you want to study more in depth into the whole course, I've got the craniosacral therapy course in a link below. I've also got a complete bundle, 3 craniosacral therapy courses, one on craniosacral therapy, the other one on cranial manipulative techniques. So we're going to be talking about sutural restrictions, and you don't even need to feel the craniosacral rhythm in this course, but if you can, we're going to use that as to your advantage as well. And another one on doing craniosacral therapy for your dogs and cats, and I've even got a part on horses as well. Okay, with no further ado, let's get started. All right, so it's time to try and feel the craniosacral rhythm. Right, so what are the things, the key aspects that I want you to look out for? All right, so what we can do is remember I told you in the palpation exercise, one of the palpation exercises, that you want your touch very, very light. So think of it like that mosquito sitting on top of the water, not breaking through the water, that incredibly light touch, okay? And you can use the pads of your fingers, and we're going to use, remember as I talked to you in the proof of the craniosacral rhythm, we've got 3 rhythms, haven't we? So we've got the respiratory, we've got the cardiac, and we've got the 3rd rhythm being the craniosacral rhythm. The craniosacral rhythm is around about the flexion phase, the expansion phase, is around about on average 4 to 5 seconds, okay? So that is so what we'll be feeling for, if I exaggerate, is this expansion at the sutural level. Okay, so this expansion of the cranium as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it gets to that point and it reabsorbs the craniosacral fluid, the cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so that rhythm is sort of like a expansion of, this is what you're trying to feel for, right? An expansion of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then it starts to absorb again. So it's production, which is the flexion phase of the expansion, okay? And that's all you're feeling. Now, we're not looking for asymmetries or anything like that at the moment. All I want you to do is just try and get that feeling of feeling that in your hands, your fingers. You might want to do complete contact of just getting your nice and relaxed. So remember, the amplitude was biggest at the parietal and the temporal bones in the study. So that's why we're going to go here. Now, when you do this, what I'd like you to do is just put your hands on something that's at this level. So if you've got a desk or a table, just make sure you still want to have your body in good position, right? So what I don't want you to do is leaning on your elbow, so like this, and having your body in bad position like that, and all the weights like this. What you want to do is have your body supported through your spine. And so what I'm saying is, if you need to have something, whether it's a cushion or something where you're here like this, but you're not leaning down, so your weight's on there, okay? So the support is through your spinal structure, through here, and these are just, as I say, if you want to put some books or a cushion underneath here, so that these are just gently supported, so you're in good posture, okay? So it'd be looking like that. All right, so remember, we've got the 3 rhythms. So here's what I did when I very first felt the craniosacral rhythm, right? So I would do this, and then, so what you want to do now, this is a good time if you meditate to do this before, do my energy exercises that I did, any of these things, you want to be really calm, really relaxed, and just take it easy on yourself, enjoy. Some of you will get this immediately. I didn't, but some of you may just go, again, if you're really tactile, really used to tuning into really subtle energies, subtle vibrations, subtle movements, then you'll get that. Others, it'll take practice, just like any other skill. But remember, you will get it. It's just perseverance for some of you. And we're just going to refine your palpation skills. But once you feel it, it's that whole thing. You can't unfeel it. Like, I remember absolutely the first time I felt it, and it was like pushing against my hands, a filling up on my hands. I could feel it filling up and the pressure coming in there. So close your eyes, do whatever it is, take some just relaxing deep breaths, and just sit back here, or sit upright. All right, I'm just going to sit back here. I'm just going to hit the, don't do it like I'm doing it, like I told you, have it on books, but I'm just going to do this for the camera. All right, so very light touch, relax your fingers, and just visualize that expansion phase, the flexion phase. If you need to, just to get an understanding of what you're feeling for. And what's very commonly taught with craniosacral is get your left brain out of it. Take your left brain, you might think, oh, is that it? Nah, it's just my imagination or something. And they always say, like, if you feel that you assume you feel it, assume you're correct, all right? Rather than letting the left brain go, oh, that can't be it, all right? So as you just relax into that, be quiet with it, just nice light touch. Now what you can do is, remember when I talked about the analogy of using a band. So the band being lots of different instruments, listening to the song. So I can feel the cardiac pulse here. So I've got that, and then I'm just going to, just like listen, if that was the cardiac pulse was the guitar in the band, now I want to listen to the drums. So if I go from the cardiac pulse, and then feel the respiratory rhythm in my head here, on my head. Okay, and then I'll let that just float away and put my focus not on the respiratory, not on the cardiac, and see what else there. Now, I will give you a little tip. When I first did this, I couldn't feel the cardiac, the craniosacral rhythm. I couldn't get the craniosacral rhythm because of my breathing. So what I would do was hold my breath for a while to take away this is just what worked for me, right? To take away the respiratory rhythm, so there was less noise, and that's how I very first felt it. Now, that's just something that worked for me. If you're having troubles, so I can feel that. I can feel that craniosacral rhythm, the expansion, the contraction, and we're not looking for, I can tell you I can feel asymmetries of one side opening up more than the other, but I don't want you to even worry about that at the moment. Just get that feeling of feeling that craniosacral rhythm. And again, if you don't feel it right now, no problem at all. It took me time to get that. Some of you be lucky enough, you've got great palpation skills, you just go, oh my God, I felt it. And once you felt it, then you've got the start of your database. Then you go, okay, now I know. And this is something you continually do on yourself, because then you get into deeper levels of palpation. Because when we start talking about asymmetries, torsions, different movements going on, the better you're at this, the better listening skills you have, the more you're going to decipher. How I explain that to you, it's just like the lightest of touch coming in, filling my hands. Again, think of that balloon expanding in all directions and then coming back down. So that cerebrospinal fluid is getting produced, and there's that pause, and then it contracts as the sutures start to close in on themselves. If we do it like this, if you have a look at that, that's that feeling of them opening up both sides as we expand like that. So it's produced, it's flexion phase, produced, it expands, and then it's reabsorbed. And it's just so beautifully relaxing to feel that. Now, practice that. If you've got it, fantastic, congratulations. Keep practicing that as you'll get into deeper and deeper levels. If you haven't, like I said to you, don't worry about that. It's just like when I first started juggling or pulse diagnosis or whatever skill, you just remember what skill, riding a bike, rollerblading, it's another skill that you're going to learn and you'll get it. You know, and again, you can be exasperated with it, but I want you to just take it easy on yourself. Get up, have a little dance, have a sing, stretch, do some yoga, what have you. Come back to it, because there'll be a point, just like me, when, oh my God, there it is. All right, and so you know, as I've shown you before, there's the proof of the 3 rhythms, so it's not narrow imagination, it's not hundreds of thousands of practitioners all around the world getting fantastic results just based on imaginary rhythms. It's a real thing. It's just a matter, because it's so fine, so subtle, but you will get it, all right? And again, you could go back to my palpation exercises, go back to there, increase your palpation skills, and just practice on yourself. Now, as I said to you before, and we're going to reinforce this as well, if you're a massage therapist, when we start doing the listening stations and the holds, those sorts of things, you're going to get practice on this each and every day. So, yes, practice on yourself, but when you start the massage, you put your hands on their feet, you can, it's, again, think of entrainment, it's beautiful, it's a beautiful, relaxing hold, and also you're going to get plenty of practice as you do your massages. The start of the massage, you can do it in the feet, do it on the head, wherever you like, and start practicing on people. They're not going to know you're practicing, because they're just going to get these beautiful polarity holds, if you will, or whatever you like to call them. It's just beautiful holds at the, you know, when you just hold someone at the end of a massage, or at the start of a massage, you know, when we generally call it centering. And it's a beautiful thing for your client to experience, but at the same time, you'll be able to be doing that and listening in for their craniosacral rhythm as well. So you're going to get plenty of practice, and it's going to benefit you, it's going to benefit your practice, and it's going to benefit your clients, because this will be a beautifully relaxing and powerful end or start to your massage. All right, so how did you get on? Practice that. Remember, don't lean down on your elbows. Keep yourself upright. It's safe. If you need to put books or cushions to keep yourself in a good postural position. Okay. Don't have them like I have. I've just got this for the camera up like this. Okay, because you can hurt your shoulders. You want to be as relaxed as possible. Relax your hands. Try with the pads. Try with all the fingers wrapping around like that. All very, very gently. Whatever works. And then before long, if you haven't got it now, it will be like, oh my God, there it is. And you won't be able to forget it. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, you can comment below, and also your resources. I've got fantastic deals with bundles of my online courses, whether it's aromatherapy, whether it's massage. You can have a look at that, and if you're interested, you can go along, click the links, and see if that's something you'd like to do.